Alright, so hi everyone. Myself Subham Surana from BIT Mesra, and on behalf of the entire Devs Engine community team, I welcome you all to our today's session on one of the most booming technology, that is robotics process automation, also known as RPA for short. So we are really pleased to have such a great enthusiasm from you all. And on that note, I would like to invite our esteemed speaker, Mr. Anuj Sharma, lead community and operation at Hack2Skill, and also an RPA enthusiast. He'll be telling you about all about the what is RPA and what it does and how a bot works and everything. So I hope you all will learn something new today and have a great learning, guys. So over to you, Anuj.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Anuj.
Shubham, I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, now you're audible.
Great. So thanks a lot for the wonderful introduction, Shubham. Uh, so thanks a lot for making this collaboration possible also. So in today's session, we'll know more about what RPA is, what RPA DC is, how are we gonna learn, how can you start your journey with RPA, what are the basic steps, and the initial baby steps to start your journey in RPA. So without wasting time, let me share my screen and start the journey. Just give me a second. Feel free to drop all your questions in the chat. I'll take it at. Shubham, I hope my screen is visible.
Sorry, Anuj, your screen is not visible. Yeah, now it's visible. Yeah, you are good to go.
Great. So I let me just turn off my camera for better visibility. So this is the website, you have already seen it. Robotic Process Automation Developer Camp is an initiative by Uipath Community and Hack to Skill with the vision to upskill students, help them start their journey in RPA, learn more about robotic process automation, what are the myths and facts, and how can we really get ahead of the current technological scenario and ensure that we are part of the new gen upcoming technology. So let's start. So in today's session, we are going to learn more about the what is Uipath Academy Introduction to RPA course. I am your speaker Anuj Sharma. I lead the community and operations at Act2Skill. Apart from that, I am really into RPA. I have been working with RPA for almost a year now. In RPA, I have done some freelancing projects, one or two hackathons, and I really love RPA because it's fun working around it. So after you have completed the registration, there is a certain process which you have to do to avail the certificates and a lot of stuffs, goodies, merchandise. So without wasting time, let me just hop on to the presentation. I'll be taking you through this presentation, and just give me a second. I am opening up the YouTube on my other screen so that I can see your comments. If you have anything, if you have any questions, just drop it off in the comment section. I'll take if it's relevant to the slide which I am right now, then I'll take it directly in between the session, and if it's something which I can take it up at the end, I'll take it at the end. So if everybody's ready, just you can write it like yes, we are excited or something. You can write hashtag RPDC. Along with that, post on social media about this session, what to do after this session, how to complete a diploma. Aman, we'll take that question at the end. No need to worry. So put out about the initiative, put out about the session on social media. We'll be doing some random giveaways, and I hope it would serve as one of the motivation to start your RPA journey. So without wasting time, let's move on with the presentation. So what is RPA? RPA is a technology that enables software program to mimic human actions while interacting with the computer applications to accomplish required tasks. This is something which I read from this slide. So basically, the full form of RPA is robotic process automation. Now, in the name, it defines itself robot, which does the process automatically. Now, this means that it mimics or basically any process or any steps which a human can do can be done by a bot. If it's logical, if it's repetitive, everything can be covered. So here are some basic examples that what are this human actions which computer can do: reading computer screen, mouse click movements, or keyboard input. These are one of the basic things which RP can do, right? So RPA is quick to implement and power to scale. Operation operates any application. So here is the fun fact about RPA. So RPA is comes under the new gen technology, and one of the most technological plays an important part in the technological boom in the upcoming time also, according to the service and report. It is very flexible when you're working with different applications. It's very flexible depending on the system requirements, right? It doesn't need a very high spec system, or it doesn't need a specific software. It's very compatible with other APIs, with other plugins, with different browsers. And yes. So Jack Hammer has mentioned, "Don't come for only swags." Now this is a real motivation, right? Come here to learn about RPA. So coming back, so this is the fun part about RPA, and one of the most unique part about RPA, which I think that it's flexible with other applications, and it can do anything which a human can do if it's a logical and in a specific process. Quick to implement and power to scale. It's easy to scale it up and implement in different devices, different teams, and by scale it means to implement, whether it's doing a process for 1 hour or it's doing for 100 hours. It's easy to increase the scale of the projects or the data which is processing. You can do it for 1000 data, you can do it for 1000 hundreds data, right? And as the robots are working, if humans are not making mistake while making it, so eventually it's not going to make mistake, and it's going to work without resting throughout. So what RPA is not, here are some of the basic myths and facts about RPA. Not facts, basically all myths about RPA. RPA is not chitty, walking and talking robots or humanoid. Being honest, when I heard about RPA, robotic process automation, the first thing which came into mind was Arduino's, IoT, chitty, that it's going to be something around those things. But when I learned about RPA, it was really fun. Working in RPA, building own bots to do various things. I'll give you some examples and some use cases also. Not warehouse robots, the one which we have in Iron Man, who helps him build the Iron Man suit, Mark One, eventually Mark One or Mark Two. Eventually, I don't remember the name right now, and it's not human replacement. So people tend to say that if RPA comes into play, and if you're using automation in your day-to-day life and in your organization, eventually you're going to replace the humans. But that's not the case here. To make bots, to make bots, to make run the bots, we need humans, we need solution architects to make the solution, business analysts, we need developers, designers. If we don't have these experts, I don't think bots can come into the play. So what does robots do, or what robots can do? So these are, like, top of the iceberg or tip of the icebergs, that it can log into any application, move files and folders, read and write into database, scrape data from the web. My first bot was scrapping the data. Second was WhatsApp automation. Third was mass mailer. So actually, these are some of the most basic things which the bots can do. Okay, so I'm taking two questions. Does RPA need ML models to be trained? If you are making a complex process, and eventually if the process needs ML model to be completed, yes, you need ML models, and RPA, AI, and ML work hand in hand really well. We'll soon plan out something around RPA and AI together. No need to worry, we'll cover those aspects there. Can you give some examples of cool things that we can do after learning this? I am going to come to that. That's one of the most exciting parts, that what you can do. I'm going to give you some real life basic use cases. So here's are something what robots can do. So as we had this question about the cool things which you can do after learning this from Dipen Ducha. So here is a quick overview of what are the things you can do. The first is education. It's already written that what other things you can do: enrollment process, attendance robots, scheduling meeting, classroom and online learning, answering queries, library robots, alerts. So we all know that. I'll take a quick example of library, right? That it's a very simple but a long process of making an entry of the book which has been subscribed or issued by the library, and a hectic process to manage the database if the students are returning it or not. You can make a bot to do that, right? I myself made a bot in for accounts department of my institute to manage and process the data of the fee structures which we are getting. uh, I made that for our hackathon, internal hackathon eventually, and I was the winner of that. So that bot is currently running in the department as we're speaking right now. So to make use cases, to build bots, you don't need a hi-fi problem statement or a hi-fi use case. You can just look near you. You can talk to your faculties, TPOs. I'm not sure about the numbers, but roughly during the hackathon, me and my friends who were selected, who were a crucial part of the hackathon, have automated more than 20 to 25 complex processes, and reduce the time to from hours to seconds. And that's really interesting, because when you make small processes, eventually you can combine it and make it a bigger process. Next comes to the supply chain. I'm not sure how many of you have heard or seen how the supply chain management works, but the inventory management, invoice contract management is a very hectic process. Quick example of what inventory management is. For example, you're doing a hackathon in your in your institute, and you have received 1,000 t-shirts, 20,000 stickers. So there's a set of inventory which you have received, right? And you're issuing it on a regular basis to different students and different teams. But it's very hard to keep a track. Eventually, you're gonna make it using Google Sheets. You're gonna make it using Google Forms, right, to track it. It's not the case that every time it's being issued. Sometimes it's gonna be deposited back. Sometimes some things would be missing. Sometimes some additional things would be there. So to manage the whole process and having a team behind it, it's easy to make a bot and do it. IT server and app monitoring, routine maintenance and monitoring. For example, you're working in a firm, and eventually there's going to be server update 3 times a day, and you need to do it manually. For instance, you need to do it manually, and during one instance, you have to do a maintenance check also. But eventually, you have to be present at that point of time to be there to do it. There are some services which automates the process. You can use RPA to do that, and eventually it can run a whole check. And if there's an error, it will send you a mail. You can create a bot that it sends a mail to the entire team or to the specific person. There is no error in the server update, and the maintenance check has been done. And if there's an error, it will send an error log that these are the errors which is faced during the maintenance check. HR, payroll, onboarding, offboarding. So it seems really easy that a person is joining a company and leaving a company, but there's n number of things which needs to be done when a company is, or when a person is joining a company or leaving that firm. There are n number of documents which you need to sign, n certificates, LOAs which needs to be processed, and number of monetary dues and reimbursement which needs to be taken care of. HR can do that, but eventually HR won't be doing this for a whole day for a single person, right? Just imagine a company where thousands of people are working in a single branch, and how many HRs are gone you think are going to be there? And not even the ERP systems are efficient all the times. And the basic way to manage that would be on automation process, either through ERP, either through bots to manage them. So this is one of the examples for HR. Client services, you call different people, right, that you're facing this issue to customer care. And eventually the old process was that customer used to write down everything what you are saying, but now the process has been changed and it has become autonomous, where you just they record the call, you just say the details, and it's automatically feed into the computer. And you don't need to do it. It will schedule a call with the respective manager or the appointments, and change the address, do a replacement. Everything is being autonomous now, and now you don't even need to talk to the customer care. You can talk to the customer care bots and do the process. Next is accounting. I gave an example of accounting, how it's gonna be, right, in my college example. Managing data of thousands and lakhs of students. For instance, if I talk into the college point of view, thousands of students who are depositing fee on a regular basis. Not everyone deposits fee at one go, right? Some deposits into quarterly, some monthly, and that too that's divided into academic, tuition, others. Then comes the hostel, food, mess, gym, and number of things. So managing that is pretty hectic when you need a weekly update on the total amount which came in and total amount which went out, and you need a person to do that, right? Well, the calculations can be done automatically, but to segregate the data and manage it real time, that's a hectic process. Order creation and updation, work order request. So this comes under the operations. So if you receive a client request stating that they need 10 chairs, now what you have to do is that you have to ensure that you go to the carpenter of your firm, that you need 10 chairs. The carpenter will go to the inventory manager that for 10 chairs I need 10 plus 20 nails or something. The inventory manager will check it and give request to the shop or the vendor that they need these things. Now this whole process, rather than this could be through a mail chain, this could be through WhatsApp group, Telegram group, Teams group, it could be anything. But just imagine there's a bot to check everything. There's a bot to check the number of things which are required. Are they in the inventory or not? A bot to check the availability of the carpenter or not. So these are some use cases, basic ones, into the business industry, and some basic ones. So I guess, Deepen, do this answers your question. Now, what are the benefits of RPA? Till here, do you have any questions? I am taking a pause here. Um I'm taking a pause here, quick pause. If you have any questions, just let me know. Till then, I'll check on to the comment section. What will you do with swags? Okay. Do we need? So we have one question. Do we need coding for RPA? So RPA is a low code technology. So we have different studios, one for developers, one for non-developers, non-coders. But eventually, if you have some basic knowledge of coding, that's gonna help a lot to understand the basic syntax, because you're creating a flow, right? You're creating loops that if you find this detail, then segregate the data into this format. If you don't find this detail, then segregate the data into this format and send a mail to XYZ person, right? So you need to have the basic understanding of the coding, the basic aspects, top to down approach, bottom to top approach. And if you know coding, that's a really good add-on, because as we move ahead with RPA and the future of the future of RPA is along with different technologies. And then if you are a coder, eventually you can connect it with different technologies, and it will be really easy for you to manage when you go into AI, ML, Action Center, a lot of things. Will we be using Python or any other language? Any language. Depend to any language works here. You just need to understand the basic concepts of programming. It doesn't matter which language you are using. Any alternate for RPM in the market? uh, are you saying RPA in the market? RPA is the automation technology. There are few other automation processes like Python and Selenium, but they, as far as I know, they do the the front end part of the automation. Like for example, scraping data from the website, it's gonna occupy the whole system, it's gonna occupy the whole device, and it would be a live process. You need to see the whole process. While RPA, you can do the backend process. There are attended bots, unattended bots, hybrid bots. So the automation through RPA opens up a wide aspect of the things which you can do. What are the career options in RPA? Do DL so DSC we need to know about for learning RPA? No, it's not specific that you need to know DSC. The basic concepts of coding would work. What are the career options in RPA? I'm going to cover that. Can we make two different bots to do both the works bots? I mean, yes, you can do that. Can we make two different bots to do both works bots? I mean, yes, you can do that, but eventually then you will be, if it's two different processes, I guess you can run it at a different instance at the same time. But if it's doing on a same database, and you are doing it from a single system, that would be some troublesome thing which you need to check in. So it will be, the suggestion would be to do one bot instance at the same time. So yes, we were talking about, so I'm coming back. I'm coming back to the benefits. Okay, so we are automating different processes to save time, but I don't get why it's called robotic process automation. Was it significant? Because a robot is doing it for you. Bot process automation would not make sense, right? And I'm not sure how the nomenclature of this technology came in, being really honest. But but as far as I know, robotic process automation means a robot is doing a process which has been automated. A robot processing automation would doesn't make sense. Robotic process automation, you are making robots to do your work, but eventually the bots we are talking here are the software bots, not the hardware ones. Cool. So now I'll take a pause from the Q&A and I'll quickly come back to the benefits of RPA. The benefits of RPA, as I mentioned, increased execution speed. The bot which I created did the work of 12 hours in 1 minute 45 seconds. Eventually, after the updates from Uipath, I can reduce the time a lot more, at least by 20 seconds. Enhanced accuracy. The mistakes which were made by the humans can be, spotted exactly on which row, which column. I'm taking examples of Excel and the Google Sheets so that it's easy for you guys to understand. If you want me to take example of other things, just let me know. And enhanced accuracy. So the issues which are being faced, the mistakes which humans do is not done by RPA until and unless it's fed into the program. By program, I mean into their flow. Improve regulatory compliance, reduction cost, process execution, easier scaling. This is all something which was already mentioned in the second or third slide, which is being re-mentioned here in a different form. Uh, so someone asked about RPA growth opportunities. So this is something which was done around a year back. So I guess people are debating here on the term robot. See, it's not written anywhere that robot can be a hardware. It's not a software one, right? So I guess there's a lot more you can ask here other than why it's termed as robotic. So coming back to the RPA growth and opportunities, uh, 97 million future work opportunities. RPA market size growth is 40.6%, which anticipates to increase by 40% till 2027. I'm not gonna read the whole slide here. I'm just gonna pause it here. Take 30 seconds, you guys. You will see what I mean to say, that there are n number of opportunities. The fun part about RPA is that when you are into RPA developer is not the only job profile which you can look out. You can look out at RPA designer, you can look out at RPA developer, solution architect, business analyst, RPA project manager. There's an n number of, not exactly n number, but a lot of domains which you can look out when you are into RPA. And if you can look at it, if you want to work with two different technologies, you can work with RPA and data science, you can work with RPA and cloud, RPA AI, RPA ML. So as I said, it's very flexible with other technologies and the applications which you're using. uh, why choose RPA as a career? So this is millions of job. I'm not sure if you're able to see it clearly or not. This is the millions of job on the left side. On the right side, we have estimated to be displaced, estimated to be emerged. That how many jobs would be displaced with the current jobs, and how many new would appear in the upcoming time. So you can see that there's a very high growth in the RPA career, which you guys can. Start. And the best part is that it has multiple opportunities with which comes under the no code technology part, right? So you don't need to be a coder or a tech geek to go into RPA. I myself, I'm not a tech geek or a pro developer. I just love RPA and I do it for fun. And Uipath was voted as number one on G2 for RPA and low code categories in all four regions. So G2 is a platform where you rate, give feedback on different softwares, different products, and hence from there they take out the top list of the products on different aspects. So this is why you should choose UiPath, and UiPath was named as the leader with highest ranking current offering strategy and RPA market presence. Just look out the top companies in UiPath. You will have in RPA you will find UiPath on the top, and you can see the graph on the left which shows other companies who work around RPA and who provide opportunities in RPA. By opportunities, I don't mean job and internship, but the scope of improvement, strategies, market presence. Now, the most basic question: we know what RPA is, but how should we start with RPA? Even if we start with RPA, how are we going to build our bots? So this is what UiPath Studio looks like. Uh, you guys must have used Photoshop. If you guys are designing, you must have used Photoshop. If you guys are coder, you must have used Turbo C++, PyCharm, IntelliJ, uh, Visual Studio, right? So there are n number of tools which you have used to code to make your creatives, Adobe Premiere, Premiere Pro, to make videos. So similar manner, UiPath Studio is the tool, is the software which you use to make your RPA pods. Now, as you can see, it's simple. There are already guys, can you hear me? Guys, I
Yes,
hope you
you are.
can hear me. Can you just write
Yes,
it
you are
in the chat?
audible.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just thought I lost my network over there. So coming back, um, yes, I was talking about Uipath Studio. So as you can see, there are predefined activities, predefined, the programming has already been done for a set of instructions. You can just pick it out from the activity section, put it into the main panel. So now on the left side, you are seeing activities panel, right? There, all the activity sequence, loops, insert, name, mouse clicks, elements, UI automation, everything has already been created for you. You just need to know how you're going to use it, how you're going to use the loops, how you're going to use the elements and everything. And on the main part, so this is the file where you're creating a whole flow. As you can see, it's getting the mail messages. For each mail, it's going to attach a body, it's going to send a new booking and send a mail to that person. So on the main part is the workflow of your bot which you're creating. And it's not the properties panel is not here. On the right side, you have properties panel where you can edit the activities in depth, right? Like you change your variables, you assign new numbers, new tasks to each variable. So that's how the UiPath Studio looks like. So what are bots? Uh, so here is a what we call differentiation between the bots. So there are two kinds of bots: attended bot, unattended bot, and RPA. And here it gives a small example and an overview of fully attended, hybrid, attended in tandem, and no robots. So I'll quickly read it out for you guys. No robots, 100% human. You need to brainstorm with your team. You need to finalize everything with your team, and eventually then go on with the process, right? When attending in tandem, human computers with robot process in background, that humans are keeping an eye out for the processes, and the process is being running in the background. Like for example, HR robot works with onboarding team to provision a new employee, taking care of all the new. Okay, I'm just checking. This audible simple examples are better. I'll check. I'll take on few questions which are here during the Q&A part. So coming back, so there are a number of processes which you have to ensure the team member getting a new email domain mail ID, the onboarding process, the document verification, everything. Hybrid one, attendant processes use human computers to kick off unattended background process. So, for example, I create a background, a hybrid bot. So, I'm taking a session right now, but at the same instance, I can create a bot which will quietly scrap data from any of the websites, or sort data on Excel and send a mail to a concerned person. I can create a bot which works in this mechanism, and then we have the fully attendant bot, 100% automation. For example, the server updation bot which I was talking about, it doesn't require any human interaction. Um, Apart from that, the banking services which we have, for instance, I remember talking to someone from the bank. They have a RPA bot in their system which automatically calculates and generates the whole revenue on a daily basis without any human interaction, and sends a daily report to the manager of that branch. So that's how the bots work. So whenever someone asks how many kinds of bots are there, so there are four kinds of bot. And how many kinds of bot are there in RP? There are two kinds of bot: attended bot and unattended bots. So, and I'll quickly share the links with you to how to install UiPath Studio, Studio X, and plugins. So UiPath Studio is for developers. You guys can start. It sounds like it's a heavy one for developers and it won't be feasible, but you can do that. Studio X is for citizen developers, or basically the non-coders. Now, the most important question. I'm going to spend more time on the academy part, uh, and then quickly hop on to the uh, Q&A. So UiPath Academy is something where you're gonna learn everything about RPA for free. So now when you check out the UiPath Academy, I'm gonna show it to you also, but I'm gonna stay on this slide for a few minutes. That there are two kinds of programs on the UiPath Academy. One is the diploma, one is the certification. So these are two aspects. Diploma is a piece of paper which states that you've completed the course, you have given a test, and you know about the contents of this course, and you have completed the task. Certification is something where you're gonna pay to give the test, not to avail a course, but to give the test. And if you clear the test out, you will be UiPath RPA certified. Right. So these are the difference between a certification and a diploma. So diploma you can do. There are many people in the community who have been working into the RPA industry for 10 years, 15 years without any certification. But with the diplomas and the course which are there on UiPath Academy continuously updates and upload new courses as they get as they get their new resources. So let me just show you. So now the question comes, what are we going to do after this session? There's a question by Dipendu, will you be coding a bot? So first of all, it's not coding a bot, it's making a bot. So I won't be making a bot because it's not a hands-on session, but I'll quickly show you how can you create your own bot. But eventually I'm in talk with Devs Dungeon to plan something in the near future around the hands-on part, and take you through the AI center, orchestrator, deep dive into the technical aspects of RPA. How can you build your own bot? So today I'm here to help you start your journey with RPA and how can you learn about it. And coming back, so this is the registration process. I just need to complete it to show you. Let me just select mail occupation. I'll select other freelancer right now. So when you're done with the session, you need to quickly come onto this page, click on this link. So now uh, here we have the whole process of completing the diploma. You can check out the presentation, you will find everything you need to know. Just click on this link, it will redirect you to UiPath Academy. The course which you have to complete, the diploma which you have to do after this session, after doing the diploma you have to complete it and submit it onto our platform. uh, I'm really sorry if there's a lag at my end on the internet, but UiPath Academy is taking some time to load. Let me just refresh it. Yes, it's loading now. Guys, feel free to drop your questions right as the things are taking time to load up. So I will be taking questions during this session. So let me just log in or sign up basically. So you need to sign up. So we have to pay for the diploma certificate or not. So diplomas are for free. You can learn and get your diploma for free. For certificate, you need to pay to give the test. Uh, Leela Ghosh, I don't work much around AI and ML, so I'm not sure if I can give you a good example how the ML model work in tandem. But you can join a community. Ask there. There are many mentors who will be willing to help. Even in RPA, there are many aspects where you work, where you don't work. So AIML is not my cup of tea, and I am a community guy, but I love RPA, so I work around RPA. How much is the fees to give the test? I don't remember because I am not going to give a test, so I don't remember. I need to check it. I can show it to you right now. You can go to the academy and check it right away. So here I am logged in. So here are the certifications. Uh, Rui Ki Loki, you are eligible for the program. You can learn here, but I'm not sure how we will be shipping the goodies to you. But you can obviously learn here. So here you can take some free online test. Uh, Descriptions are here. You can schedule your exam. So there are two tests which you can do. One is the RPA Associate, UiPath Certified RPA Associate, and one is the Advanced RPA Developer. So there are two which you can do. We can click on the exam details. I guess here it will have the details about the fees and the structuring of the test and everything. Yes, so here you can know everything about the test, how many questions are there, how much experience you should have, what are the points it will cover during the test, and everything. Check it out here. You will find everything. So it costs exam fees is $200 and you need 70% marks to score. I hope this answers your question. So coming back, so this is the test which you need to do. To give the test, you need to go to through the courses, right? So Uipath Academy has a lot of courses, and the best way to segregate the courses is to look for by roles, right? So let it load. Till then, I'll take some questions. How much is the fee? Already answered. Malaysia already answered. Is it necessary to write a test to get swags? Hashmat, you need to complete a diploma to be eligible for swags and certificates. Jackhammer, it's fine if the motivation for them to learn is goodies. No need to worry that they are here for swags or not. Goodies are available in India, right? Yes, the goodies are available in India. So see here, on the left side, you must be able to see that RPA starter, the first thing which you have to do. Then we have product trainers, release, community tutorials. So you can see that 125 courses, 12 courses, 10 courses, it's here. Right now you won't be able to understand what action center is, what AI center apps looks like. So the best way is to do the RPA starter. After that you will have idea of what you have to do, and then you can look by role. So here are a number of roles: automation developer, automation user, uh, process analyst. Just give me a second. Yes, thank you. Coming back, so I'll take you to the RPA starter. Just go to RPA starter. When you click on the link, eventually you will be redirected to the course which you have to complete. But I'm taking you through the whole process so that you have an understanding of what you have to do. So you select here, go to introduction to RPA. So you must have that thought in mind that I've only completed the basic one. So this is my official mail ID through which I've completed one, just to show you the process. So I have another my personal mail ID which I use to do the courses. So this is the course which you have to do. It's written here completed, but eventually it's going to be start your learning experience now, something on those terms. Just click on it, you will be redirected to the course. Complete the whole course. It's 1 hour, but it will hardly take you now half an hour because I've covered most of the points here. You just need to know the technical terms and how RPA works. Complete the course, complete the quiz. The quiz is a quick 10 minutes MCQ which you need to complete with 10 questions, so it will hardly take 10 minutes. Complete the feedback form and then come back to the screen. So when you're done, you need to download the diploma. Just click it on download diploma. Your diploma will look something like this. Diploma needs to be completed by tomorrow midnight. Yes. I will be sharing this link in the chat. When you download this PDF, you need to upload it onto our dashboard. So let me just open up the dashboard. Okay, I gave the wrong link here. I need to add a slash. Still loading. How much should we score in quiz to get diploma? So every diploma has a different criteria, but for RPA starter, introduction to automation and RPA, you need to get 80%. Right? Yes, you need to do 80%. Can we redo the test? Yes, you can redo the test. uh, Here we have to upload a certificate. No file tools. File size must be under 5 MB. Yes, the file size needs to be under 5 MB. You need to compress it. You can do it by any methods. Whatever jobs, internship methods in the description of the bootcamp. I am coming to that. What type of questions are asked in the diploma? In diploma, the questions which are asked would be around the things which they have explained and shared in the diploma. So you need to upload your PDF here. We will do the validation and then we'll send back to you a form which you need to fill for your address, and that's how it's gonna go. Just click on submit and you have completed your RPADC journey. Now there was one question, what about can only diploma certificate work for the swags? Please tell me. Yes, it can work, but you need to focus more on the learning aspects of RPA. So let's move. What's next? UiPath Student Developer Community, I've already shown you the academy. Now, what is forum? UiPath forum is a place where you can ask your questions, find use cases, and get answers from the most seasoned community experts. So it's more like, the Q&A part of the community where people share about the achievement, people learn, people ask their questions. So it's something, I won't say similar to Stack Overflow where you can find solutions to all your problems, but eventually it's a lot more than that. We have community.uipath.com. We have Hack to Skill community. In UiPath communities, you will find all the events, chapters, student leaders from UiPath. In Hack to Skill community, you will find everything about the upcoming technologies. How can you learn? How can you scale it up? So let me show you how to join the community. You can just click on discussion zone. You will be redirected to the Hack to Skill Discord invite. Just click on join and you will be a part of our community now. So we had one question, right? We need to compress the certificate. Yes, you need to compress the diploma. Can we have the slide later for future reference? You can have this video for future reference, but the slides we can't share it with you because it's for the internal purpose for the UiPath community. So that marks the end of this session. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will take everything on together. Let me just stop my screen share. So So we have one question from Hazmat. What is this software to make bots? So as I mentioned, UiPath Studio is the software used to make RPA bots. I'll share the link to the. So this is the link which you can use to download the diploma. Next, we have when will the validation happen for the diploma? The validation will take place after. um the validation will take place after some time, so you'll submit it. Eventually, it's going to take some days. Then we are going to get back to you by the end of the month. Can we use RPA to reply to user questions? Yes, if you make the bot in that way, you can eventually make to reply on the user, or it's too complex. It depends upon what you are trying to do. If you're trying to make a simple reply bot, you can, but if you need to reply according to the emotions of the person or the questions he or she is asking, then it's going to be a bit complex. Till what time the diploma certificate? The diploma certificate should be done by tomorrow midnight. So that's the deadline which we have. Apart from that, uh, I'll just share the link to the course, which it's already on the dashboard, but eventually I'll share it here also. So here you can find the link to the UiPath Academy. I'll run a ticker also. Do we have any more questions? Yes, I wanted to show you about community.uipath.com. Let me just share my screen once again. I hope my screen is visible now. Is my screen visible? Shubham?
Yes, your screen is visible, Anuj.
Okay, great. So this is what UiPath community page looks like. Now in this page, as you can see on the top, we have the academy, we have the resources, we have the contributors and UiPath. Let me just first remove the question. Uh, yes. So here we have more about the product, the forum, community blog, academy, certificates, everything. So when you go to the event section, you can check out all the upcoming events here, different chapters by different countries. So we have chapters all over the countries. A similar way, we are going to do one session on this 30th, which is going to be around what are the career prospects of jobs and internships in the field of RPA and AI. So that's one session which guys should be looking forward to, because that's going to be a panel discussion with many industry experts, and I'm sure you should and I'm sure you're going to love that. So we let me just check out the comment section once. Till what time did the diploma? Okay, cool. So guys, feel free to drop in your questions in the chat. I'm gonna take everything at the end all together. You can become a part of any chapters you want. You can become a part of any event you want. Just click on the event, view details, and do the RSVP. Eventually, this is not for the international participants. This is the goodies and everything is for the national participants only. So you can start your journey with RPA eventually. We'll send the certificate and the badge across, but I'm not sure about the goodies. Any hands-on tutorial for making bot? The best part about Academy is it covers all the aspects. The theoretical part, uh, uh, sorry, I looked at the comment section. It has a theoretical part, it has the resources, it has the process of making your own bot. It teaches you how to make your own bot, so no need to worry about any video tutorials. You can directly go over to the uh, academy and have a look at it there. So we have one question. Can I start the event now, or do I have to wait for the session to end? You can start your course now. No need to worry. You can start it right now. And I'll also share my LinkedIn profile. You guys can connect with me there. If you have any questions, I will share the Discord link as well. So here's the link to my Discord, my LinkedIn. I'll quickly share the Discord link also. You can join in the community and become a part right now. Do we have any questions? Any hands-on tutorial for making board? Vishant, I just answered this question. You can have a look at it there. So I've shared a link to it's to us community. I've shared a link to my LinkedIn. I've shared a link to the course. You how to download your UiPath Studio. I hope you guys had a great time. And that's it from my side. Shubham, can you hear me now? Shubham?
Yeah, yes, Anuj. Okay,
Yes,
so thank
I
you so
guess
much,
we are at
Anuj.
the end, so
Hello.
over to you. Yes, please go on.
Yeah, sure. So, first of all, thank you so much, Anuj, for taking today's session and explaining everything about RPA in such great details. And I really hope, like everyone who attended today's session, they have learned a lot about RPA and like they have got like how to start with RPA and all everything. And also, Devs Engine community is really grateful for this collaboration with Hack to Scale and UI Path Learning. So we really look forward for such more collaboration in future so that our community members can also upskill with in such great new technologies coming in the market and all. So yeah, thank you so much.
And thanks a lot, Shubham, for making this collaboration possible, and looking forward to such more collaborations at the same time. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining in. We will be sending you a mail with the next steps and process, so you can work according to that. Best of luck, everyone.
Thank,
Hoping to see diplomas, badges on social media, and the bots which you're gonna make. Best of luck. Take care. Bye bye. Bye bye, Shubham.
bye everyone. Bye bye.